Hi guys, it's Ugo and welcome back to another video. Today is the Bookish Advent Calendar day number 1 and today I'll be doing my TBR for the month of December. Let's talk about my reading plans for December. December is always the busiest month for me because I love to participate on the Reindeer Readathon, as you can see by my outfit, and joining that with coming back to booktube and doing the TBR game. It's chaotic, let me say you, but I'm very happy with the plans and I'm very happy to participate again. I'm Team Snowflake this year, so let's win this thing. I'm very hyped for that, as you can see. So let's start with recapping last month's reading, okay? So I got 4 rolls on my TBR game. A Dowry of Blood, which was a social media pick. Elfie, which was for a European author. The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary, a book, oldest book on my TBR. And We Hunt the Flame, a book set in the desert or in the summer. So I read all of them except this one, which I'm just starting it. I'm still in the middle of the month when I'm recording this, so I still have some time. I just want to go ahead because I stopped that to read Godkiller since Illumicrate's gonna release his special edition in December, I believe. So I need to see if I liked it to buy it because there's a lot of special editions coming out these 2 months and I need to save money, so I need to make choices. So that said, I will not add the punishment this month, but if I don't finish We Hunt the Flame, it goes back to January. Because on December I will not be doing the punishments, since it's the Reindeer Readathon and I know I have a lot of books, and I don't want to think that I should read that one because of the game, but because of the readathon. You know what I mean. So, yeah, I have the rolls run. I will not say the book exactly at the moment because I had to think about the Reindeer Readathon and I'll have to be like conjoined together. So I'll show you the rolls and then we go to the Reindeer Readathon. Let's give it a go. Hello beautiful people, welcome to another installment of the Once Upon a Time game. So my TBR game, it's all set. So let's start with putting on the position that I finished last week, or last month at this point. So it was here on the villains. Now, since I will be playing, like I said, with the Reindeer Readathon, I'll just roll the dice, see what the prompts are, and try to put that inside the readathon, okay? So let's start with roll number 1. Okay. And it's a 4. So let's go here and 1, 2, 3, 4. You go again for villains. Are you ready? So the first prompt is favorite of a friend. Time to ask. We go then for roll number 2. 2. 1, 2. Something that is not a villain or a city. So let's go to items and the prompt is book you know almost nothing about. I think that's simple because I got a lot of books that sometimes I don't know what they are about, so I'm fine. Roll number 3. We got a 3. 1, 2, 3. Another villain. Villains are part of this game, I can see. Let's see. We have Reader Retelling. Interesting. Okay. I'm not mad. This is being very good so far. So let's do the last one. 2. 1, 2. Okay, so we do always doubles. On my first games, that didn't happen, but as you can see, we are halfway through the board, and we got another item. Let's see the last card, and is the most recent arc. Okay, I received arcs, so I'm fine with that. So yeah, so these are my 4 picks for the TBR game. Now I have to prepare my Reindeer Readathon, and I see you guys on a second. Bye! So, as you can see by my rolls, I got Reader Retelling, a book that you don't know anything or only a thing about, favorite of a friend, and the most recent arc. And then I have to combine that with the Reindeer Readathon prompts. So let's start because it was a math problem to get everything together. I have my phone with everything because we have 10 prompts. And I'll read them just very fast so you can see. So we have Dasher, which is a book that has one of the 5 words that is on this grid here. I was very bad finding words, so I have to use the number generator to find words. Dancer, a book that has at least 5 words in the title. Prancer, a book set in a place you've never been. Vixen, read a book that you've been putting off. Comet, read a book that starts with a similar as your star sign, so I'm a Scorpio, so it should be an S. Cupid, read a book that has multiple POVs. Donner, read a book with multiple animals on the cover. Blitzen, roll a dice, and the number you get multiplied by 100 is the number of pages the book must have. And then Rudolph is read a book that was coming out before you were born or this year. So some of them are pretty easy, some of them are a bit more hard. And then we have the bonus prompt, which is the 3 normal is read an audiobook, read the ebook, read a book over 500 pages, and now they have the Christian 3, a book you typically don't go to, like out of your comfort zone, and then Christmas Elf, which is a book that is on a TBR for a long time. So joining that with my TBR game, we have everything set. If it was easy, no, I lost a lot of time. But let's start with Dasher, which is read a book where the title contains one of the 5 words. And my 5 words were end, soul, good, lust, and boy. You think it could be easier. Yes, it should be easy, because there's a lot of books with this. But then, I have to complain with the bonus prompts. And for the other books that I have read, because I have plans that books that I wanted to read this month, and then the TBR game, I ended up with this pairing with Christmas Tree, a book you typically don't go. So I ended up going with a romance, and I'll put here the cover, which is The Last Offer. I don't know the title, I'm checking like to see if I can find the author's name. Yeah, by Chastity Boundlin. As you can see, something that I don't read at all. Miss Olivia Dunnan was a darling of society until the abduction and elopement scheme by an unscrupulous man left her reputation in tatters. But moving from the paragon of parade, Olivia realized that there is no reason for her to continue abiding by society's mandate. In fact, she decides to embrace her scandalous nature and do the very thing she's been accused of, take a lover. The man she's chosen is one secretly loved for years, but she'll never employ the aid of an unlikely ally to carry off. Lord Burke. So, you see, it's not my type of book. I don't read this. But not everyone wishes to see the couple achieve a happy ending. So, it has 219 pages, which is, I think, the shortest book I have on my TBR. If it's gonna be good, I don't know, but I need something to be that starts with lust or boy or soul. Was this or a book by self-help, and self-help will probably throughout, so this I think is a safe choice. Now for Dancer, which is read a book with at least 5 words in the title, I conjoined that with my TBR game, which was Favorite of a Friend, and I chose The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. This is the Illuminated edition. As you can see, it's just gorgeous. And this is Favorite of Step from Coffee Over Apples. And when I was searching about it, I was like, 5 words, it's a long title, and I don't know books that have very long titles. And then I remember, a long way to a small angry planet, that's a big title. And then I was like, I remember Steph saying this was one of her favorite books, so I was buddy reading Dowry of Blood with her. So I was like, Steph, is still this one of your favorite books? And she said, yes, and I was like, perfect. If I know what it's about, no. I know it's science fiction. I have a passport holder from, it was an item from, I think Illumicrate, from this book, which is very pretty, but I don't know what this is about. And this one doesn't have dust jacket, so it doesn't have what the book is about. So let's go to Goodreads. Follow a motley crew on an exciting journey through space and one adventurous young explorer who discovers the meaning of family in the far reaches of the universe in this light-hearted debut fantasy soap opera. Rosemary Harp doesn't expect much when she joins the crew of Enging's Warfare, while the patched-up ship has seen better days. He has offered her a bed and a chance to explore the far-off corners of the galaxy, and most importantly, some distance from her past. An introspective young woman who learns early to keep to herself. She never met anyone remotely like the ship-diverse crew. So it sounds very fun family, and definitely very... It will be a book that probably breaks hearts, so I'm really excited, and this is a pick for a long title and the pick of a friend. And it's a little bit big, it's like 400 and something pages. We move to Prancer and and for that one is read a book set in a place you've never been, and I joined that with Christmas Carol, which was with an audiobook because I have the audiobook for this, which is Atalanta, and I joined that with reading a retelling. 3 in a 1. I'm so smart. But yeah, so I've never been in Greece or ancient Greece, so that's the point. It's a retelling of the myth of Atalanta, so points for that, and I'll be listening to the audiobook. Perfect. If I know about Atalanta, I heard the myth when I listened to Mythos early this year, so I know more or less the story of Atalanta, but I definitely don't know a lot, and I want to go. I have a lot of myth retellings to read, from Song of Achilles, Ariadne, Atalanta, Clytemnestra. I have a lot of that, so I need to start dispatching them, and I think this is a good choice for going to the audiobook on the train. And yeah, that is my choice for these prompts, and I'm very happy because it was one of the first, like, Atalanta, I have that audiobook, let's move it out. Then I got Vixen, which is read a book that you're putting off for a long time, and I joined that with a book that has been on my TBR for a long time, and for that I chose A Marvelous Light by Prer. This was my first Illumicrate ever edition. Oh, it's very shiny, I have to be careful. I got it on December 2021, so it's almost 2 years and I haven't picked it up, the book. So if I remember what this is about, it's about a young boy, like 18, 20s, that falls into a magic society, and he's going with this, magician who there's like enemies to lovers sort of situation, like Victorian London. I really liked the idea. It was on my radar when I was doing the anticipated releases of that year, and then when I knew it was the Illumicrate box and I was like, oh my god, yes! But I haven't picked it up, so it's a book that has been on my TBR for a long time. So yeah, 2 in a row. We move to Comet, which is read a book that starts with the same letter as your star sign, and that was hard. You may say, oh, it's easy, it's just an S, but the book I wanted with an S I had to use to another prompt because I don't have books for that prompt, and it was hard because the only extra prompt I had left was read a book with over 500 pages. And I tried. She Who Became the Sun was like, hey, you must have, and it doesn't have. And I started looking to the shelf, to every single book that starts with an S, to find a book that was over 500 pages. And the only book I could find, I was like, that is too big. That's gonna ruin my TBR, but, well, it has to be. So, it is Sufficiently Advanced Magic by Andrew Rohr. I bought this when the author was self-published. I think he's still self-published. I don't know. But I bought this years ago. I saw in Murphy Napier channel, and I was like, oh, it sounds so cool. So I bought it, and it's super floppy, but it's a chunker. It's like 600 and something pages, so it's very big, it's very heavy. What if I know it's about? I know it's about the tower. Like 5 years ago, Corin Candace's brother entered the Spartan Spire, a colossal tower with ever-shifting rooms, traps, and monsters. Who survived the spiral trials return home unattorned, a mark granting to bear magical powers. So the brother disappeared, and then he goes to a mission to meet the goddess. If he survives the power, if he survives the trials, he will end the tournament. So I know it's a very high fantasy book. It's very heavy. I was expecting to read it in a better time, but I couldn't find any prompt for this. So better late than ever, right? So yeah, I'm gonna be exciting to read this at the end. Probably dispatch the first easy ones and then dive into this one and make like the last run for this. That's gonna be my plan. As you can see, I'm putting them here because I don't have any more places. So yeah, and then we got Cupid, which is a book with multiple POVs, and that I had to search if this book was having multiple POVs. I hope so, because they say it has, and it's Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Reasons to read this. There's gonna release the sequel in Fairy Loot, so I need to know if I'm gonna buy it. Second, I was listening to the audiobook in October, November, and I was liking so much the writing style that I was like, I need to read it, because I feel like it's those books you read and you feel marvelous by the writing style. I was really enjoying the story. I was not very deep. I was like, what, 20 pages in? Yeah, not even 20 pages in. When I stopped, I thought it was like first, second chapter. So I stopped, and now I want to read this. I hope it has multiple POVs, because I really want to read this. So tell me if it has, because otherwise I'll have to change this. I don't want to, but maybe, because I really want to read this one for knowing if I buy the second one. We move to Donner, which is a book with multiple animals on the cover. And you will understand why I said I had this book for the S prompt. Because it's Song of Silver Flame Like Night by Emily Wen Zhao. So you see multiple animals and starts with an S. And I was like, it's perfect! It wasn't, because it doesn't have 500 pages. So it's very close. It's like 460. And I had some with 480. But yeah, and I couldn't find, I was like, I could use this for S and find animals. I don't have book with animals on the cover. Like multiple animals. I might have one animal, like Godkiller has a deer, and then in the back has a rabbit. And I was like, it's not in the cover, it's in the back cover. So yeah, this was my choice. It's a stunning edition also. I'm reading a lot of stunning editions this month, so it's gonna be the month of stunning editions. It's a new fantasy duology. Also, it's gone in sale recently, so I want to read them. What this is about. In a fallen kingdom, one girl carries the key to discovering the secrets of her past, of a nation's past, and unleashing the demons that sleep at his heart. Once Lan had a different name. Now she goes by one the Elatian colonizers gave her. She spent her days scavenging for remnants of the past, for anything that might help her understand the strange mark burned into her arm by her mother in her last act before she died. No one can see the mysterious mark until the night Zen appears at the tea house and saves her life. So Zen is a practitioner on the fabled magicians of the Last Kingdom, whose abilities were rumored to draw from the demons they communicated with. Magic believed lost, long lost, the magic to be hidden at all costs. So it sounds intriguing, and the cover is stunning, so I'm excited. Let's see if I like it to get the second one. No, don't fall. You see how dangerous this is? This is a dangerous job. I should get insurance. Then I got Blitzen, which is roll a dice and then multiply by 100. I'll put here the roll. I got 2. I was so happy because 2 is great. And I conjoined that with Christmas Light, which is reading an audiobook, and the most recent arc that I got on the TBR game, and the book is Final Fix by Caroline Ryder Asperson, which is a thriller. I was very excited to get a thriller because I feel this month is very fantasy heavy focus, so I wanted to do something more on the edge to try to change the pace if I feel like it. So I was very happy to be this most recent arc that it's a book released this December, so I'm on the time to reading an arc, which is like a novelty for me. So this is part of a series of the Rachel Ryder detective stories. This is the 8th, but I believe you can read it as a standalone, as most detective stories you can read. So especially this one, I think it's a turning point because she will be facing with that will confront her with her past. So it's going to be very interesting to see and try to see if I like it to go back. So she basically finds someone of her past and sends a creeper matching a message to beg to meet. When she arrives, she sees him deceased, apparently overdose, and there is a baby on the scene. And then she goes on this to find find the truth and go behind her past and try to find the puzzle. And then web of lies and things that goes unmasked, the truth, the evil, and justice. So her past is gonna be a very intense book. I'm really excited. It's 321 pages, so it's not big, but it's also not small. Okay, I'm very happy with this choice because it will be a different change of scenario. Then for Rudolph, which is the last prompt. It has to be a book before you were born or a book that came out in 2023. So I didn't want to go with a book, an older book, and I needed a book that I almost don't know anything about for the TBR game. So I chose the new edition for the Evernight book box, which was Last to Leave the Room by Kaylin Starling, which I know nothing about. This edition is so terrifying, like, it would be perfect for Halloween, but it was the Halloween box, but it only arrived in November, so I'm moving to December. I know nothing about it, except that it has to be with a room and demon cats, probably. I don't know, but it came out this year, so I'm safe to say I accomplished all the prompts. This is the pick, and I have fulfilled the TBR game and the readathon prompt, so I'm very happy. So, this is the stack of books I have to read. So, recapping, a book that I don't know nothing about for the TBR game, plus, book came out this year, book with animals on the cover, Divine Rivals book with multiple POVs, a book that has been on my TBR for a long time, and a book that I'm putting off because I got it like 2 years ago. Favorite of a Friend, and 5 letters long title. Sufficient Advanced Magic, a book with an ass and over 500 pages, plus the audiobook of Atalanta, The Last Offer, and The Final Fix. So this brings a total of 3,300 and something pages, which makes an average of 109 pages per day. And you will say, that's a little bit crazy. And yeah, it is. Especially since the 1st of December I have a birthday party, which I probably won't read a lot. And then December 25th, 24th, and 31, it's days that people don't read a lot. So yeah, I have to compensate on the other days. And you'll see, this is a very... First of all, it's heavy. It's a very stacked pack, so this is gonna be my thumbnail. Yeah. And yeah, tell me in the comments if you are joining any of the readathons, if you're joining, what are your plans for December, if you take it more chill, or if you go all the way till the end. If you reach this far, don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and all the standard stuff. I have book clubs trying to revitalize. I'll probably post the book pick for the quarterly book club starting in January in the following month, so take a chance of my shorts because I'll post there the short for that book club pick. I have reading sprints on my channel on Fridays, so I will do also Christmas sprints. If I'm in home, probably do a little more than once a week. I'll see if I'm in the mood. But yeah, I see you guys on my next video, okay? Bye!